So first we'll configure static NAT. So here I am taking some routers, two routers sufficient, and we'll take two switches and some host. We'll take server also. It's a ISP router, we can assume. ISP router, and this one is a LAN side router, branch router. So whenever we are configuring the NAT, for that we need a public IP address. So here we'll take public IP address is like, it's a public IP address. We'll take first one range 100 dot. We'll take one range 100 dot 1 dot 1 dot 0. This is the range slash 24 0 slash 24, because we are trying to configure here the pool of range, because statically we are configuring, so it's one-to-one communication. Here we have a 4 IP addresses, means 4 is to 4 IP addresses, public IP addresses required for public IP addresses. So 4 private IP addresses need how many? 4 public IP addresses. So we'll configure with the basis with the help of the DHCP. Guys, everyone know the what is the DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. So basically, whenever we are giving the statically IP address, it will be wastage of time. So in big size of our organization, we won't give statically. So it is human error also. So that is the reason mostly we'll give the static IP addresses only. So once you will click on this, you will get the IP address statically. But here you got the IP address 169.254.128.0. So this is the range 194.254. This is the range, that is APIPA IP address. It is automatically it is getting automatic private IP address. IPA means automatic private IP address. So it will be not usable IP address. So it is connected to cable. So that is the reason this IP address we got. So it will be not usable. So we'll create one pool, NAT pool, config terminal. Before that, how we'll create NAT pool? So IP NAT, so IP DHCP pool. I am creating the DHCP pool, IP DHCP, and we'll exclude some IP addresses. So basically, we'll configure from 192.168.10.10, like, right? So we'll configure them from starting IP addresses 192.168.10.10 and highest IP address like 192.168.10.253 IP addresses. Up to this many IP addresses we got. So we excluded means and this many IP addresses we won't get. So whichever we have not configured, that many IP addresses we'll get. So it's not usable. So we'll remove it here. No. So IP DHCP exclude IP addresses. So 192.168 exclude means remaining of this IP addresses will get. So this is a not usable. Don't configure likewise. So from 1 to and highest IP address 192.168.10.9. So excluded of this IP addresses will get the remaining IP addresses. So now move to the create the pool IP DHCP pool, and pool give the any name of pool. This is a LAN pool we are creating, and give the network range. Here you will select the network, and network is we are selecting from starting numbers networks, and 192.168.10.0, and network range is from up to 255.255.255.0. This is the range we are providing. In that, it will be excluded of these IP addresses. It will be not provided from this range to this range. So one is for default gateway, and if you want to give the domain name, yes, you can provide it. Any DNS server, yes, you can provide from here only. It will be take automatically IP addresses. So here we have a DNS server. We can assume this is the range we'll configure. Before that, we'll take a range 11.1.1.1, this IP address, and 24, and this one is will take as well as 192, and our LAN range is 192.168.10.0.1. It's IP address of this is the gateway, and we'll take here any public range. Public range will take 50.1.1.1 IP address, and here we'll take this is a LAN range. So here we'll take 50.1.1.10 for him, 30 for him, and 50.1.1.40 for him, and 50.1.1.20. 50.1.1.10. So almost done. This is a and DHCP configuration. I'll show I'm configuring a DHCP pool also. So DS and default gateway will configure here, which is the default gateway 192.168.10.1, and DNS server if you want to give, and DNS server is 50.1.1.30. DNS server is 30. It will be get automatically. Anything is required. Default gateway, DNS server, domain name not required, network we configured. Yes. Done. So running configuration. This is the DHCP configuration I did. And we'll configure now interface. Config terminal. Interface, fast Ethernet, 0 by 1. And IP address we have to provide 192.168.10.1, and subnet mask 255.255.0, and no shutdown. And definitely this IP addresses will get through pool. No need to configure now manually. No need to configure now manually for this entire thing. First, maybe I have given randomly, it will be get different IP addresses also. So dynamically it is getting the IP address. Wait for a while. So spanning tree is working in switch. Show spanning tree. So forwarding state. Still it is learning state only. Now came to forwarding. Yes, yes, came. Now you will get the IP address. Just click on this DHCP. Yes, 192.168.10.10 we got the IP address through DHCP server. This is a DHCP server and DHCP client. Some DORA process will work. In the DORA process, here we have a DORA process. DORA. DORA. So it's a server, DHCP server, and this is a DHCP client. First, It is discovering some offer. It is giving some offer. So discover some request. Can you please provide me one IP address? So this server is offering one IP address. So this client is requesting, yes, I need that IP address. That is request. So again, acknowledging this DHCP, acknowledging the IP address. This is the DORA process actually. DORA. DORA process is work behind the DHCP. Through DORA process, we got the IP address. So you can check from here. So just click on this PC and click on DS Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So you'll get the IP address. So 192.168.10.11, whichever the excluded IP addresses after that we got, and default gateway automatically we got, and DNS server also, domain name server. So what it will be do, no, DNS. So it will be convert from domain name to IP address and IP address to domain name. So abc.com. It's a domain name actually. Human can understand domain names. Human cannot remember. Human cannot remember the IP addresses. So that is the reason we have a DNS, domain name server. What it will be do? It will be convert IP address to domain, domain to IP address. It will be convert IP to domain, domain to IP address. So that is what it will be do. So definitely this this PC also will get the IP address. So just click on through DHCP. So 13 it will be get. Yeah. 12, 10, 11, 12, and this PC will get definitely 13 IP address. So this is it will be decrease our work. So just I have configured pool, and that pool I have configured one. So here you can check. So I have created one LAN pool. You can give the any name. Just I have given the here LAN. So in that network, I have given one network. I have assigned the one network, and that network it will be give. And I excluded some IP addresses for server part, some default gateway part. So I excluded of some IP addresses. So this is a DNS server. You can, if you configure, it will be get automatically. So this is the benefit of DHCP. So now we'll move forward to our NAT configuration. So interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, and IP address here 0 by 0 IP address is 11.1.1.1 and 255.255.255.0, and make it as a node shutdown. And done. For this ISP router configuration, just I'm assigning the IP addresses. Now I'm not giving the any root. So config terminal interface fast Ethernet. So make sure interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, and IP address is here 11.1.1.2 and 255.255.255.0, and no shutdown. Exit from here, and interface fast Ethernet. It's a WAN interfaces fast Ethernet 0 by 1 IP address is IP address here 50.1.1.1 and 255.255.255.0, not shutdown. And exit from here. I will configure fast here also. Just will configure IP addresses. Here I am statically and configuring. I need to give the WAN IP addresses. So that is the reason I'm configuring statically 1.1.10. So it will be take more time. So that is the reason we have a DHCP. DNS server is 50.1.1.30. If you want to configure, yes, you can configure it. DNS server. So 50.1.1.20, 50.1.1.1 IP address is I want to give 30, close it. And this is a DNS server. We configured as a this is a our DNS server. So how we will configure DNS server? Just move. Before that, give the IP address statically 50.1.1.30 and 50.1.1.31. So make sure here which range is coming. So we have to give that range only. Otherwise, it won't be. So it is a class A IP address. That is the reason it has taken the subnet mask as a class A. So make sure here also 255.255.0. Otherwise, you'll struck whenever you are trying to trace out something, ping something, then you'll struck. So IP addresses are assigned for this server also is assigned the IP address. This is a web server. HTTP and HTTPS will use here. Just I'll configure the IP address 50.1.1.40 and here we'll use as a range, any range, default gateway 50.1.1.1. No need to give the DNS server. Yes, we'll configure 1.1.30. 255.255.0. Done. So he'll give some IP address for a DNS configuration. How we'll configure it? Just move to the services and here select DNS and create one of DNS pool like give abc.com and here give the IP address for that 50.1.1.30 same IP address I am giving. So a record only DNS abc.com and add on it. Just will verify it how the IP addresses are we are getting. So that much only. Now for if you try to ping default gateway ping 192.168.10.1. Yes, we can able to reach default gateway. Up to here we can able to reach. And ping next hop IP address that is 1. Yes, we can able to reach. But this IP address we cannot able to reach. That is a ISP IP address. So if I want to ping, so 11.1.1.2 IP address, we cannot because we don't have route on this information. In this router, we don't have the LAN interfaces IP address. So we no need also for if you want to make a reachability for this router, I'll give any default gateway. In real time also will give the same thing. IP route 0.0.0.0 and 0.0.0.0 and next hop IP address is 11.1.1.1 to 11.1.1.2. This is how we'll configure it. If you are trying to ping, you cannot able to reach because we don't have the reverse path. Yes, we don't have the reverse path. It means in this router, we don't have a path. If you want to configure IP route 192.168 10.0 and 255.255.255.0 and next hop IP address is 11.1.1.2 1. If you will give kind of this, yes, you can able to reach. Now you can able to reach. If you want to reach this IP address also, yes, we can able to reach. It means ping 50.1.1.1. Yes, we can able to reach. If you want to reach any server or gateways also 10. Some packet will be dropped. Again, you will ping. So because of our table. So we can able to reach. But in this ISP, we have provided our LAN IP interfaces. So Here we not did any LAN, NAT configuration. So this is the not perfect thing. So it is not secure thing also. You can, if you are trying to ping from here to our LAN IP addresses, ping 192.168.10.10 IP address. Yes, you can able to reach. So this is a not good thing. So he can hack also. If it is server means he can access our entire server data. So this is the man in middle attack. And he can DDoS attack also, means he will raise some unnecessary traffic also. So those are the DDoS attack also, unnecessary traffic also. If it is our server means, so global IP addresses to our interface, LAN interface IP addresses, he can able to reach, means he can hack anything, he can do anything, he can play with us. So this is the not perfect thing. So what we'll do, we'll remove these things. So instead of this, we will configure. Now try to ping. Now he cannot able to ping. Just I have removed the our IP route. Statically I have configured. I have removed now. He can also not reachable the internet also. Now we cannot able to reach internet also. So what we will do, we'll configure NAT. First we'll configure static NAT. So how we will configure? Check here. So for that, one-to-one mapping. So here we have a four IP address, four pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to communicate different network, I need a bunch of IP addresses. Those are the public IP addresses. So one-to-one mapping means here, if it is 192.168.10.10 IP address means it will be it is need a one IP address, that is one. Again, 192.168.10.11 means he need again, this PC need one more IP address, that is 2. So we are wasting our IP addresses. We are wasting our public IP addresses. So here 10.12 means he need again one public IP address. Here 1:1. 1:1 ratio is working here. 3. 1, 2, 3. So 192.168. 10.13 PC need one public IP address, that is 4. So 1:1 ratio is working here. So we no need to wastage our IP addresses. So how will create? Even though we have to know this configuration, because static NAT when will configure means if you want to communicate one of our server, this is, if you can assume this is a server and this one is a server, one server to another server, that time we'll use static NAT 1:1 ratio. Some cases only will use. In real time we'll use. I'm not telling like we will not use. We'll use IP NAT. So for that we'll give inside. This is a inside of and source IP address. Inside source IP address statically we are configuring. So IP NAT inside source IP address we are giving statically. What is the IP address of mine? Inside local IP address 192.168.10.10 IP address need one inside global IP address, means inside global IP address means who the public IP address who will provide to us, that is from INA we have to buy the series, entire series. Otherwise we have ISP guys will provide to us this IP addresses, actually public IP addresses. So 100.1.1.1, this is a range. IP NAT inside source static 192.168.10.10. This is the range of, this is the IP address of this PC. Anything else? No. So same thing we'll do again. So sorry, config key IP NAT and inside and source IP address source, and statically we are configuring 192.168.10.11. This is the PC of this IP address, DHCP. Through DHCP we got. If you are not getting, so different IP means we have to configure again different IP addresses. So we got still 24 hours it will be wait. After 24 hours it will be changed. So public IP address, sorry, 100.1.1.2 and IP NAT inside source, and statically we are configuring static 192.168.10.12 and 1:1 ratio. So here statically we are doing entire thing. So IP NAT inside source static 192.168.10.13 and 100.1.1.4. So for that configuration button to show running configuration, before that we have to give the inside and outside. It's outside and outside NAT, and this one is the inside NAT. This is the inside NAT and this one is the outside. Towards ISP, towards WAN, will configure outside. Towards inside, towards LAN will configure inside. Towards LAN, local area network, will configure inside. So this is the interface is inside interface. This one is the outside interface, global outside and global inside. So for that pipe section include NAT will check. So this is a configuration we did, and remaining configuration we have to assign this as an inside and this one is the outside. Config terminal interface fast Ethernet 0x0 and IP NAT. So here you can check inside interface of address translation. Inside translation, which one you have to configure here? Inside. This is a LAN, towards LAN means inside, and towards WAN means outside. Inside. And exit from here, and interface fast Ethernet 0x0 and IP NAT towards WAN. So that is the reason it's a outside of interface. So verification part, show the NAT configuration is done. Show running configuration, pipe section include NAT. You can verify it and show running configuration, pipe section and NAT. You can verify from entire configuration.
Same,
So same thing.
Alim,
Yeah, same. Yes, yes.
think you have done same inside also 0x1 or 0x0?
So 0
Fast
by
Ethernet.
0 is great. Fast Ethernet
Great
0 by 0
inside.
is 0 by 0 is outside I have configured, and fast
Yeah,
Ethernet 0 by 0. So that is the reason a not configure, a not came. So make
yeah.
sure. Great. Thank you for confirmation. Interface fast Ethernet 0 by 1 and it's a IP NAT. Basically, it's inside actually. So this is the outside towards WAN. Fast Ethernet 0 by 0 towards WAN. It's the outside. We configure same, and but it's inside towards LAN. You can check show running configuration. That is the reason I'll verify it. So this is the outside and this one is the inside. Done. And
Yes,
statically
Alim.
we define. So for troubleshooting, show IP NAT translation. This is the troubleshooting command. So nothing is there. So you can check here inside global IP address. That is the WAN IP addresses. So these all are the towards WAN, but these are the public IP addresses. But here inside local means these are the our private range IP addresses. So this is inside global and inside local, and outside local and outside global means whichever we are trying to ping, that is outside local. So whichever we are trying to ping, those only outside local and outside global. Here we'll get the same thing only result. But if you are trying to reach in real time, this is the different scenarios you will get. Means this is the outside global means you'll outside local means whichever the directly connected interface you'll get, and outside global means whichever you are trying to means if you are accessing some Facebook, the time you will get the IP address of that. So those are the IP addresses we'll get. So if we initiate some traffic, then you will get the entire result. So we'll try to initiate some traffic. Ping traffic will initiate ping one. So which 50.1.1.10. Try to ping. So guys, here I have not given a route. I think so. IP route I have not provided. So we have to provide towards whichever ISP provided to us. That IP addresses only we will provide. IP route 100 dot 1 dot 1 dot. We have to reach only our public range. So here we are providing from public range only up to here. We are not providing any LAN interfaces because this is the ISP router. So that is the reason we are providing route. Which route we are providing only public range. Who provided ISP only provide, they only provided, they only give the next hop IP address to them. Statically we are configuring next hop IP address is 11.1.1.1. Now try to ping it. So I make a reachability from here to here. Now try to ping. Now yes, we got a ping result. Now try to ping from here. From this IP address, ping 192.1, sorry, 50.1.1.20. Yes, we can able to reach. So just I am initiating some traffic. I'll prove something. 50.1.1.30. And initiate some web traffic. So web traffic part, we have to go the website, web browser, abc.com. So we can able to reach. If you want to change something, yes, you can change it. Web browser also traffic part. Edit something if you want to edit. Yes. Here I'll give some H1. Yes, I myself Alim I have given. Can check from here. No. Yes, we got web browser also, web traffic also we originated, and well, final result will initiate some ping traffic, ICMP traffic. Ping 192.168 10 dot, sorry, 50.1.1.40. 40 IP addresses is we have. So entire thing we did. Now move. Show NAT translation. So here we originate some, you can check. So this is the IP address of one. We got 4 for 13. This is we configured 4 and 4 part. This is a ping request, and this up to here. This is a 192.168. Which PC and PC1. This is a PC1. So this PC got, so sorry, PC2 got IP address is 192.168. 10.13. So he got we configured this IP address. So one-to-one mapping done, and here you can check. So UDP and TCP, we configured you. So basically, here you can check 80 and 80. This is a request for the HTTP traffic, and 53 means DNS. These are port numbers. These are the port numbers. We originated some traffic of UDP also. So that is we got from which PC, through which PC we originated this PC1. The IP addresses of this PC is 192.168.10.12. This PC. This is a PC. You can check also here. So 12, definitely. Now you got it 12 also. For that PC we configured 100.1.1.3 manually we configured. So this is a random port number, and this is a whichever source port or destination port number which we try to ping. So that is a destination port number. DNS port number is 53. And which traffic we originated, some HTTP traffic. So you can verify it. Sorry, web browser. We went web browser. We originated HTTP traffic. Now try to originate some HTTPS traffic. Now try to originate some HTTPS. So HTTPS port number is 443 and abc.com. So now you can check here. So 443 traffic we got. And it is a TCP based protocol. 443 global and global, local and global, outside global and outside local. And it will be take random port number, any random port number. We have a port number range is 2 to the power of 16. That is the range 25533. 255 some range 35. So in that range we'll get any random port number. So this is all about the static NAT one-to-one mapping. So if you want to check, so running configuration, this is what we did. So one-to-one mapping, and this is a inside, as a outside, and this one is a inside. We have to make sure this will be perfect. Otherwise, you will not get. This is all about the static NAT. Any doubts before we'll move to the dynamic NAT? Guys, if you have any queries, ask me. Otherwise, we'll move to the dynamic NAT.
No, Ali.
No.
Okay. Just I am removing this configuration entire config terminal. So dynamic also same, but for that we have to create our ACL access control list, because of this is our LAN traffic. This is our LAN traffic. For LAN traffic, will create one ACL access control list. Will give our interesting traffic, means our whichever the traffic wants to reach internet will provide that is as a interesting traffic. Will create one ACL for you, that LAN traffic. So for that, do show running configuration, we'll check. I haven't removed the, I have not removed the inside. This is the next time also same for entire NAT. This is required. So interface level. So we'll create one interesting traffic. We'll allow this entire traffic access control list, and interest 50, and permit will permit which traffic will permit entire LAN traffic 192.168. From starting range is 192.168, 10.0, and wildcard mask is 0.0.0.255. This is our access list 50 we created, and we'll create one pool. So how we'll create YP NAT dynamically we are giving now inside. So source. Before that, we'll create some pool IP NAT pool. Which pool? Dynamic. Dynamic will create. Pool name is dynamic. Same configure dynamic. Okay. And from starting range. So from starting range, we have this is also same one-to-one mapping only, one-to-one mapping. So that is the reason. So we'll create. This is our inside LAN. So 100 dot 1.1.1, and end range is 100.1.1. Will give entire pool. For that, we'll give some 253 IP addresses, and net mask is 255.255.255.0. This is all about. This is inside source we configured, and pool name we have provided dynamic NAT, and we'll apply this thing. So before that, we'll try to ping, we'll try to reach. So we removed, so no ping is happen. No ping is happen here. You can verify here. So request timeout. So now we'll apply whichever we created pool, IP NAT, and inside source list we created. Source list we created. What? Which one? 50. This is we are applying our interesting traffic. So which pool we created? Pool number is dynamic. Name is, make sure same thing. Dynamic. Now try to reach. This dynamically will get the IP addresses, not in this range. It will be select automatically whichever we created pool in 255. So in that pool, it will be get IP addresses. That is the dynamic NAT. You can check here. Show IP NAT translation. So before that, we'll create entire thing. Clear IP NAT translation. We'll create. We'll remove the entire. We'll clear the entire table. So show IP NAT translation. So no translation is happen. Now again we initiate some traffic, and web traffic also will initiate, and we'll check NS lookup also. For NS lookup part, we'll get the IP address of that nsabc.com. We'll get the IP address. This is the troubleshooting thing. So which IP address? That is the server IP address we'll get. The domain name IP address we'll get with this command nslookup. And we'll do the ping also 50.1.1.40. We initiate some traffic also. So before that, we'll check, and so we'll give the IP address. We'll do something here also. So now check translation. So you can check here UDP traffic, and we got, and DNS traffic also we got, and IP addresses you can verify here 192.168.1.1. So IP address for PC is 10.10, and this is the range, and 10.100.1.1.2, the IP address we got 10.11. This PC, for this PC he got IP address, and for 3 part he got a different IP address, and 4 part he got a different IP address, and 3 part you can check, it will be got the IP address. So once this PC is not communicating to internet, so another PC came, so he will get the IP address that also. So the benefit of dynamic and static, it will be provide dynamically whenever the free of in this pool, whichever the IP addresses are free. If we have 300 users, means at a time they are not using entire internet. If you are all are using, so 253 IP addresses only will get. Apart from that, how many 47 users they will not get. Whenever the free, that time only they will get the IP address. Otherwise, they won't, they will not communicate to internet. If we have here 253 users, then only they will get the IP address. Otherwise, if 255 IP addresses also is there, users also is there, 2 users will not get IP addresses. Whenever they will not use, this guy is not using the internet, then he will get the internet. He will get the IP address. Otherwise, he won't. So dynamically, they will get the IP address. So in static and dynamic, the major thing is statically we are providing, and dynamically it will be get automatically. So the major thing, the difference is that much only. So entire thing is same. So one more, we have a PAT, port address translation. We'll do the configuration also. Any doubts in static or dynamic? If you don't have, we'll move forward. So this is the troubleshooting. So it will be changed. So you can check here. So it will be now free of all the IP addresses. It will be fraction of second. Whenever you are communicating the internet, that time only you will get the IP address. Apart from that, those IP addresses are waiting for users only. Those public IP addresses waiting for users only. So dynamically we are get the IP address, that is 14, 192.168, 14, 10.14. Now try to communicate ping 192, sorry, 50.1.1.10 is we can able to reach. So now you can check the translation. So this IP 14 got, now IP address is 4. Earlier 4 is for different users. You can check here. That is for 13. Now 14, the IP address, public IP address is got 4. Likewise, whenever the free of the range, free of IP addresses, those will be get. This is the benefit of dynamic NAT. Dynamically they are providing. Guys, understood or not? NAT
Yes,
concept.
Salim.
Now we'll configure PAT. Just it will take 2 minutes only. Just I'm removing show the running configuration, and just I'm removing this. If you are trying to remove, sorry, I'm removing the dynamic NAT configuration. If you are trying to remove, you cannot able to remove. Why? Because no. So how trying to remove that with no command, you cannot able to, because dynamic is use, now it is you in use, we cannot remove it. For that we have to remove first this pool, least we have to remove, then we have to remove that. No, so sorry, no, copy, cannot able to remove. For that what will do, Tool dynamic in use. So for that we have to
So I
configure.
think we have to remove the access list 50.
Great, we'll do that. Yes, done. Now we remove the NAT pool before the source inside. It is not removed. So we'll remove pool. You're not able to remove it. So we'll interface fast Ethernet 0 by 1. No IP NAT inside and exit interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0. No IP NAT outside. Show running configuration will remove the interfaces and clear IP NAT process translation. Show NAT translation. If it is also is there, we cannot remove it. So no IP NAT inside source least 50 is wait. Will not initiate some traffic. So if you are trying to from here to ping from WAN to LAN, sorry, WAN to LAN, you cannot able to ping from here to inside. So it will be not possible. You cannot access LAN networks. You cannot access LAN IP addresses, private IP addresses from WAN to LAN. So that is the benefit also. It will be hide our LAN network scheme, LAN IP address scheme, whichever we are provided, those things will be not visible. So we already tried it. Earlier, we give a default gateway, we give a some route. So that time we can able to reach, but whenever you are configuring the NAT, that time we cannot able to communicate. Now, okay. So to show running configuration, first we'll remove this. It's removed. So again I configure. So again copy and paste it. So clear the process or clear the interfaces also. That time only we can able to remove. Now you can check show running configuration. NAT configuration is gone. Dynamic NAT configuration is gone. No configuration is there. So for dynamic pad configuration part, port address translation configuration. So many to one IP addresses we have to give. So for that, we'll change the IP route also here. Show running configuration in ISP router we are not right now. Config host name is ISP and do show running configuration. Will remove this path and will give only one host. IP route. So one many to one, right? So that is the reason we are not using now only one IP address here. Only one IP address for that 100.1.1.1 and subnet mask 255, 255, 255, 255.0 entire all the hosts, only one host part we have to give likewise. And 11.1.1.1, this is the next scope IP address. IP route we have configured and NAT part here IP. Before that, we'll create one access list also. We removed access list 50 and interesting traffic we are permitting and which traffic entire LAN traffic 192.160.10.0 and 0.0.0.255. We created one access list and we'll create one pool that is NAT pad pool IP NAT pool pad word address translation and starting range 100.1.1.1. Only one IP address is required and end IP address also same thing 1.1.1.1. And only I'm taking only one IP address here. We are not wasting our IP addresses. And subnet mask is 255, 255, 255.255. And this is a pad pool I have created. IP NAT pool name is pad. Will apply IP NAT. Where will apply? For inside, we'll apply inside and source is our access list. Interesting traffic that is 50 and pool name is which pool we created pad. That much only. And we haven't applied the interfaces inside outside. We'll try to ping it. We cannot able to reach. Meanwhile, we have to configure inside or outside. Interface fast Ethernet 0x1 and IP NAT. Which interface? This one is the inside towards LAN inside. And exit from here and IP NAT. Sorry, before that, we'll enter the interface level. Interface fast Ethernet 0x0 IP NAT outside. This one is the outside. Now try to ping exit. So yes, we can able to reach from WAN to LAN. We cannot able to again see. If you want to try to reach, yes, we cannot able to reach. Even though if you are trying to reach the gateway also, you cannot able to. Even though if you are trying to reach the gateway, which gateway when 192.168.10.1 also we cannot able to. Destination host is unreachable. That is what it is securing our LAN scheme. So we'll verify I have originated. .1.1.2. JP got. But yes, we can able to reach. Might be 20 some mistakes. 40. Before that, we try to ping from here. What is the issue? Show IP NAT translation. See, here we got IP address 100.1.1.1, and so here the issue is only one IP address is we are getting, only one IP address. Apart from that IP address we are not getting. So the reason behind is, anyone can guess? Anyone can guess? The reason behind is only one IP address is only we can able to reach. Apart from one PC only getting the IP address, you can check here, only one PC is getting the IP address. Which PC? That is 192.168.10.11 PC IP address. 11 PC got the IP address. This is the 11th PC. He got the IP address. But remaining the PCs are not getting the IP addresses. So 1:1 only still is here are happening. So for that we miss some configuration. IP NAT, our inside source, and list is 50, and pool is pat. So this is the required thing, overload. Otherwise, the pat is not configured. Even though you can check in notes also, dynamic NAT overload. If you are not using the overload, then the entire configuration is not done. The overload is required. So don't miss this. So PAT, other name is overload, dynamic overload. Now you can check. So 12 odd IP address and 12 PCs. So running configuration, which pool I have created, the same thing I have mentioned, right? Access list is interfaces outside for this and inside for him, and 50, this is a permit statement 192.168 10.0, and this is what NAT configuration, IP NAT inside source list 50, pool is pat overload. Yes, anything will miss? So we'll clear the process, clear IP NAT translation. So now you can get. So sometimes it will be happen. So you have to clear the process, then you'll get the result. So entire pieces we can able to reach. Now you can check. Yes, we can able to reach. Yes, and we'll do NS lookup also. So we originated DNS traffic. Now you can check here. So this is a inside global IP address 111.100.1.1.1. Entire pieces are same, but entire public IP addresses are same. See, you can check. Global IP addresses are same thing only, but this is the PAT PCs are different. This is at 192.168.10.11 and 11 dot, and this is at 10.12. This is at 10.13. These are all of the IP addresses are different, but you can check here the port number. Based on the port number only, it will be work 1010. So it will be, if you have 100 PCs, means 10 dot something IP address, he will get the port number 12 or 10 dot 13 sometime. Likewise, port number will be changed here. So whichever the originated source, that only it will be get the result up to. From source to destination, port number is same. Port number is same from source to destination. Once the session will be happen, entire that session, it will be use that port number only. So port number is same. Based on port number, here we'll get the PAT, port address translation. This is all about the NAT, network address translation. If you have any questions, ask me. Guys, if you have any questions, ask me, otherwise. I'll stop the recording.